Hi everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I love to show you what I have been working on in my craft room. So once a month for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been offering a Zoom class to go. So it's free with a minimum purchase, or you can purchase the kit contents, and then we gather on Zoom and make the cards together. If you can't make the Zoom, then I send a YouTube video replay. So I'm going to be sharing one of the exclusive cards that we made in the last class with the Merriest Trees bundle. All of the participants said this was their favorite and thought that I should share it with everyone so that you could also have the chance to see how to make this card at home. So quick notice, Stampin' Up! Refreshed the clearance rack today. So if you're looking for some bargains, check that out after my video though. There's lots of papers on there, lots of good stuff, so check out the clearance rack today. But we won't waste any more time. We'll start stamping this morning. So let me pop you down to my workspace and we'll get started. Hey Teresa, thanks for joining. Thanks everyone who's going to pop on today, either to watch me live or watch the replay. I appreciate you being here. If I don't catch your comment, I will go through after the live and answer any questions you might have. Thanks, Nora, for popping in. Real quick, because the clearance rack has been refreshed, if you want to shop with me, I would love that. Hey, Beth, good morning. The host code QBJ2USAJ. Let me know if that needs to be repeated later. But so the fun card that we're going to make is created with the Merriest Trees stamp set and the Merriest Trees dies. Super fun. The good news is these are going to be carrying over for next year. I'm not sure if they'll be in the annual catalog or just the holiday, but I have been using these a lot, and I'm glad to see that they're carrying over. The other big piece of my card today is let me show you, the Tiny Christmas Trees die. That sadly is retiring. It originally sold for $29 and it is on the last chance list for $23.20. So that's why, while supplies last, if you want to get your hands on that. All right. So this is the card that we're going to create today. I'll show you the front and the back. What's really super fun about this card is the way, I guess you could say, it is a fun fold. Hey Wanda, thanks for joining. Because the card opens like this. This large die is so fun. I thought, oh, you could make your own separate little card out of that. And actually, you could make a standalone Christmas tree card with that as well. So I thought that was super fun, a different kind of fold for you. So that's what I am going to be showing you how I made this. If I go too fast with the directions and all of that, look for the measurements on my blog at KimPlaysWithPaper.com. Alrighty, so the pieces I used I did start with a thick basic white base. Hey Teresa, thanks for joining. Just quick, gotta show you, this is the card we're making with a little fun fold. Super fun using the Merriest Trees bundle. So 5.5 by 4 1/4 thick basic white. Love that. Then I have 5 1/4 by 4. That was real red, and I die cut that with the Tiny Christmas Trees die, which I mentioned earlier is on clearance for $23.20. Then I have a piece of the Vellum Basics, the dotted pattern, because to me that looks like snow. So that one, let me measure that on my grid paper here. It's 3.5 by 4.5. So that's that. And then I also have a piece of thick, because I wanted the tree to have some heft to it. And so that measures 3.5 by 8.5. And then I scored it at 4.25. And then I'm just going to give this a really good burnish on both sides, and then you'll see what I'm going to be doing with that in a few minutes. Yes, thank you, Teresa. I thought it was super fun. This was one of the cards we did during my Zoom class this month. Then I have just a little die cut that was from the Cracker and Treat Box dies. If you're looking for a little label, that set has all kinds of fun little dies in there. Okie doke. So let's start. We'll stamp first. So I've folded that in half. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat because, especially with the photopolymer stamps and the really, really solid ones, I think you get a better image when you use the Stampin' Pierce mat with that. Also, for these larger stamps, I will sometimes just keep the stamp on the table facing up and ink from the top so that I can ensure better ink coverage. And I am using Garden Green, a fresh new pad of Garden Green that I opened last week. So fun to stamp with brand new ink. Oh, the joys. Oh, the small joys. So the key to this is that I am going to place my stamp a little bit above the fold, and you'll see why in a moment, but I think that looks good. I wiggled a little, and then I'm just going to let the ink sink in, give it a good, because it is such a solid stamp. All right, so I think that looks great. So then I'm going to bring in my plates. These are my plates for my Stampin' Cut and embossing machine, and they're all well loved, you can tell. Hey Kay, thanks for joining. I'm going to place that right on the plate. I have the base plate 1, the 2, and the 3, and I have that large Christmas tree die. I was just looking for it. It's in my hand. Oh my gosh. Some days. Hey, Patricia, thanks for joining. I'm going to lay that just right over the top. Thanks so much, everyone, for commenting and sharing and liking. I do appreciate it. It's fun to share all these fun projects with friends. See what we can make at home. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining. I'm getting some washi tape ready here. Seems I sometimes talk and work at the same time. So I'm going to just hold that down here as best I can. And then find another. Oh, Missouri. How are things in Missouri? We've been having a few chilly mornings here in Arizona, but it's supposed to be almost 80 today, so that's encouraging. All right, so I'm just going to move this over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and run that through off camera. It doesn't really fit, so just bear with me, and I will show you the results of that shortly. It's a little tough going through because I did have those 2 sheets of paper. So I'm going to pull that off, pull the washi tape off gently. I tried not to get it on the paper because sometimes it will. So I'm going to peel that off and poke that out. And we've made ourselves a little mini card. So it just pops open like that. You have to be a little gentle with it so you don't wreck that fold. But so you could actually, these would make fun little Christmas tags too, or if you were gentle enough, make its own little card. So now we're ready to put that card together. Let me move my machine out of the way. I need all the room I can get to make a really nice mess here. Oh, 44 today so far. Sounds sunny is good. Sun helps everything. All right. So what I like to do is put glue on the back of this, this die. I know I've said before, glue and I are not always friends, but if I do it gently, so I'm just going to put some in all the little, good morning, Jenny, thanks for joining. Making a fun little, I suppose you could call it a fun fold, because the tree is different. The card doesn't fold any different. So I don't know, probably overdoing it there with the glue, but we want it to stick, don't we? So, hey, Kathy, good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, so just lay that down, give it a nice, let it dry. There. So what I'm going to do with the vellum, you know, some people we love vellum. I love vellum, but sometimes it's like, so how do you put the adhesive on the vellum so you can't see through the card? So what I'm going to do is put the adhesive on the back of my tree first. I'm just going to use some Seal Plus. Put that on my tree. There's the tree there, so that's what that will look like. And then I can turn my vellum over and put my adhesive then where no one will see it. Could also maybe be strategic with the dots, but this should be enough adhesive to make that really, that card stick together. Yes, Jenny, yeah, love-hate relationship with glue. It's good in a lot of things, but man, I seem to have it everywhere. But so far, so good. So here we go. All right, so we're almost done. What we need to do is stamp a sentiment. Remember, I have that little white label from the Cracker and Treat box dies. Also, too, remember the measurements and the supply list is on my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. I have the love and joy sentiment from the Merriest trees. If this is what that looks like, if you haven't seen that before, I've been playing with it this season. I give it a little check there on my grid paper. Sometimes it's easier to die cut after, but that turned out pretty well. All right. Sometimes my red takes a bit. So then I have some red ribbon. Grab a little bit of that. I'm going to always grab more than I need because it takes me a minute to tie a bow. And I always need a lot more ribbon. All right. Oh, look at that. It's going to be a great day. Depends on how that bow tying goes, right? There we go. And I don't really need a big bow. I just want a little bow. Hey, Avenel, thanks for joining. Thanks, everyone. All right. Because I probably, as I'm cutting and gluing, I haven't seen everybody pop in. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is just take a glue dot, and I usually put a glue dot right back on the little, that little knot on the bow. And I am going to cover up just that little that little piece right there, so you just never know that, see, then that still opens. You never know that it doesn't have a cute little point at the top of the tree. However, not all trees have the perfect top. We know that if we go and cut them down, because you're always looking for the one, nor do they have a good bottom either. Sometimes you have to cut those off too. The next piece is to put our love and joy on here. And be careful because it's going to go off the page a little bit, but you don't want to make it go, put your adhesive where it's going to prevent you from opening the card. So I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on the left-hand side and position it right about here so that I can still open my card. And then you, if there's not enough room to write, you could also write on the back. This still fits in one of Stampin' Up's envelopes. Also, we need jewels, we need gems. We always need gems. In the last year, I've got every gem, and they don't make a card without gems, generally. All right, so these are the Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. They come in a package white. They're completely white or clear. But I wanted red, so I used Stampin' Up's Stampin' Blends and colored them. I've done that several times on here, but I had some left over from a class, so I thought I would just use them instead of coloring more, so you could actually, let's just decorate this tree just a little bit more, just for fun. Because who doesn't need more gems? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should have an odd amount. So we'll put one right there. Okie dokie. Alrighty. So there is our fun. I suppose I'm calling it a fun fold, but I'm not really sure if it technically qualifies as a fun fold, but it opens like that, and it's just something a little different, a little fun that you can be creative and use in your card making. It uses the Merriest Trees bundle, which is going to be carrying over. And if you joined me coming in just a little later, it also uses the tiny Christmas tree dies. If you love these, get them now. They're on sale for $23.20, and when they're gone, they're gone. Also, real quick, the clearance rack has been updated. So if you want to use the host code QBJ2USAJ, I'd love that. Again, thanks so much, everybody, for joining me for this fun fold card. Measurements on my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. Let me know if you have any questions, anything you'd like to see in the future. But have a great rest of your Tuesday, the rest of the week and weekend. And we will see you next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.